Ladies, gentlemen, one and all, welcome to Dawn of War Definitive Edition Unification once again, where today I am doing a replay thing because various things happened. Let's just get into the game and I'll go over that. So yes, we are playing the Renegade Guard today, and I am specifically playing as Vraks. Reason being, I wanted to get revenge on the Raven Guard for the last video. Because yes, we've had 2 losses in a row, and one of them was to Raven Guard. The other was to Black Templars, but they are not in the game. So, yes, starting in position 1 is myself with Vraks. Starting in position 2 is the World Eaters. These are all hard AI. Starting in position 3 is the Witch Hunters. Starting in position 4 is the Raven Guard. In position 5 is the Imperial Guard. And in position 6 is the Death Guard. And I am unsure what path they chose, but yeah, it's obviously not. It's obviously not 3rd, 4th, or 5th according to this, but details. So, yeah. So, the first game I tried to play of this, I ended up getting trounced by the Raven Guard again. I was playing as Necrons. It did not go well because the way I laid out my base. Well, let's just say I played like an AI, and I basically funneled all of my units through my base into their awaiting army. It went about as predicted. Second game, I played with Vraks, and I ran out of hard drive space, so the recording cut, and that was fun. So, I played this game as a sort of just a thing, with the determination to do a replay. Because, yeah, it's been a while since I've done a replay thing. So, right off the bat, we have a battle with the Death Guard. They are sending some cultists to try and murder my general, because I was trying to murder their builders. The Witch Hunters have tried to take the relic of the World Eaters over here, and the World Eaters were not having it and have driven them off. The Shadow Captain is currently hanging around the critical location. Did make a mild attempt to come towards my base, but was quickly driven off by the fact I have 3 Vraxian volunteers in this little bunker here. So, I have decided to attempt a little bit of harassment on the World Eaters, maybe destroy one of their listening posts. World Eaters being the rather bloodthirsty lot that they are. Okay, the models are going absolutely apeshit today. This is not a normal thing. This will be the current computer I am using. But, yeah. So, I have attempted to push the World Eaters. The World Eaters have decided they're not going to have that, and they have pushed back, unfortunately for them. I had moved my Vraxian volunteers to this bunker, and they are now getting cut down by bolter, plasma, and lasgun fire. In the meantime, the Raven Guard has decided to engage the Imperial Guard, which I imagine is going to go about as well as you would normally expect, depending on how the Imperial Guard play this. They have themselves 2 commissars. They have what's his name? Stubbs, that's the one. They have Stubbs. So, yeah, they managed to get them away. The Witch Hunters have revealed themselves to us because we are going in for another push. We are already on our way to tier 2, if I remember correctly. Oh no, not yet. I get tier 2 soon. Yeah, I'm just trying to, like, lure them out, so to speak. And then the worst happens, the Raven Guard turn up again. Not only are they trying to engage the Witch Hunters, they're trying to engage me as well at the same time. Something overconfidence, something insidious killer. Unfortunately for my mostly ranged-based army, some bloodletters have decided to turn up and are currently doing the old hacky-slashy at my militia. Though they have kind of run into a bit of a firing line, I now have plasma guns, so yeah, that went about as expected from them. The World Eaters have decided to start chasing the Imperial Guard for who knows what reason. They're World Eaters, they're not exactly known for their world-class intellect. Only to have the Witch Hunters come and try and beat them up while they're trying to retreat. Meanwhile, the Death Guard have decided that enough is enough, and they are going to come and attack my heavily fortified position. Now, unfortunately, I do not have this bunker filled yet, but I am working on it. As you can see, someone just went in there. I am training some revolutionary volunteers for that. Things are not going too badly, though I have just lost, or almost lost, a militia squad, so I put him in the bunker, and everything was fine. The Witch Hunters were, it seems, pushed back from the World Eater's location and are now being attacked by the Raven Guard. So that is always fun. I do not know entirely what the Raven Guard think they're going to accomplish with only what looks like 2 squads. 3 squads. And, well, no real heavy weapons other than flamers. But, well, to each their own. The Imperial Guard came and, they've actually attempted to capture this point, but I sort of drove them off it. Or drove them off it, if you want to use proper grammar. They are, however, sieging the Death Guard at the moment with their long-range grenade launchers. And, well, I now have vehicles. Yes, I have, I've been getting into going Sentinels early with the Guard factions that actually have them. So, in this case, I have got myself a Sentinel with an autocannon, because the autocannon isn't actually all that bad. I used it against the Orcs in a thing before, and yeah, it absolutely decimated them. Unfortunately, I have now got sandwiched between the Sisters, or the Witch Hunters, and a bunch of very angry demons, so, yep, time to get the fuck out of Dodge. Imperial Guard, still mostly focusing on the Death Guard, but some of my units got a little too close, and the Guard, or a squad of Guardsmen, decided to peel away to try and murder the heretics, and ended up getting murdered themselves. Got a couple of berserkers here, living up to their name, going berserk, and accomplishing very little. Witch Hunters sending in what looks like a rhino to try and beat up the World Eaters. Unfortunately, it's a single rhino. I'm not sure, again, what they think they can accomplish. Especially when it takes a little bit of a detour through my base filled with rocket launching bunkers. Death Guard trying to drive off the Imperial Guard, and, well, it's not going well for them. Got myself a nice little hellhound here, just to, well, hopefully accomplish something. The World Eaters once again being attacked by the Witch Hunters, and, well, it's a rhino versus some people with melters. Although, weirdly, the 2 grenade launcher people were not attacking. And here come the rest of the witch hunters. This looks like this Death Brigade is not quite so long for this world. The Hellhound here versus Sentinel. Unfortunately, Hellhound's not particularly known for their anti-vehicle prowess. So, yep, just trying to focus it mainly on the infantry. A few uses of Let It Burn to try and drive off the witch hunters. Imperial Guard Sentinel taking on my own. Unfortunately, my Sentinel's getting a little bit low. We've got a 51 health Sentinel here. Got a Hellhound that's at just under half health. So, yeah, things are not looking particularly good for my vehicles, though it could be worse, I suppose. Will I withdraw them to repair them? We shall see. The Raven Guard, however, seems to be fighting the Death Guard for the right to murder the Imperial Guard. Death Guard don't seem quite so fussed about the whole fire thing, except for that guy who loved it so much he went for a nap. Unfortunately for the Imperial Guard, they have lost most of their units, so yeah, this Dreadnought is going to do quite a lot of damage, assuming he doesn't just turn around and fuck right off. Even still, there are a fair amount of Raven Guard squads here, so yeah. And they've got the land speeders as well. Nearly said Land Raider there. No, they're not Land Raiders. I'm pushing into the World Eater's base. Getting a little bit of cold feet with the Witch Hunters coming in to once again try and push the World Eater's base, but sandwich me in the process. Unfortunately for the Hellhounds, they have been deemed expendable and held the Witch Hunters, while the rest of my forces retreated to the base. I have finally started getting out my heavy weapons crews now, so that is good. Got one with a las cannon there. Got another one somewhere. Where are you? There you are. Yeah, we got a las cannon there as well. I did repair that Sentinel that was very heavily damaged. He was deemed worthy of repair. The Raven Guard are pretty much in the process of finishing off the Imperial Guard now. Unfortunately, the Imperial Guard did not manage to get out Gold Eagle, who was active during this this particular match. They might have had high resources, or high resource rates, but yeah. Not gonna help them if they can't get to Tier 4. Will the Raven Guard come and ruin their day? There's a it's a Valkyrie. I'm really bad at telling the difference between the aircraft sometimes, even when it's exceptionally obvious. Speaking of aircraft, I have 2 of them. Got me some nice vultures. Vendettas! Damn it! I'll get there one day. But yeah, some Vendettas are raining death from the sky. Ignore the fact they're using las cannons against infantry. The Sentinel there, holding the line, as it were. Doing pretty well on health, but still, not too bad. Yep, Imperial Guard are basically dead. All they've got left is a single air tower over here. I do not think that is going to win them the game. Raven Guard have their deliverers out, so they are Tier 3 at the very least. The Witch Hunters have decided to send a immolator over to try and immolate my troops. Unfortunately for it, all it ended up doing was exploding. Las cannons and autocannon fire tend not to do well for vehicles. Or rather, it doesn't turn out well for the vehicles. Here comes a botfly. it explodes. Surprising no one. A Dreadnought, Berserker Dreadnought here. He's had enough of life. Death Guard. Trying to push in. Or less trying to push in and more just trying to get out of their base. Unfortunately, I have a defensive line that is pretty much right at the front of my base. So, yeah, that sort of covers the front of their base and also the front of the World Eater's base. So we can pretty much fire at anything that tries to enter these or two bases or exit. The World Eaters have themselves a Blood Crusher. Doesn't seem to know what it wants to do. Oh, no, it's decided it wants to go back to the warp. It's had enough. Canoness here taking on the taking on a Cornate Lord who just got blasted in the face with a missile. Rip Cornate Lord. You shall not be missed. Looks like Inspector Obi-Wan Clouseau kind of failed in his duty here. He did not have the high ground, as it turns out. Raven Guard, meanwhile, have finished off the Guard completely, or the Imperial Guard completely, and are now moving on to the Death Guard. Which, well, is a little bit of a concern, because obviously that means they now have two segments of Mortalis. So they are going to have a higher resource income than I am. Even owing to the fact that I am absolutely useless with my eco upgrades. Yeah, it's at this point that I notice the Raven Guard. And I'm like, oh shit, this might be a problem. Luckily, I have two Basilisks. And I'm pretty much just shelling anything that comes into my sight lines. Because unfortunately, I did not actually have the reveal Fog of War thing, so I could only really, target the stuff that I could see. Thank you, me. I'm sure we will. Not that you probably heard that, but yes, we have Savan now. Where is he, you might ask? He's in here. In here. Yeah, I kind of accidentally left a rally from this bunker to this bunker. So, yeah, Savan just walked out of here and went directly into there. It's a little silly. But, yeah, I'll notice eventually. Don't you worry, I will notice. Death Guard, fucked, quite frankly. And I'm fairly sure I just heard, yep, there we go, there I am. Standing alongside my bodyguard. These guys looking at a very intimidating hill. Yep, it's always always the things you don't suspect. The hill will always win. But or should I say we did have a Repentia squad retreating to reinforce, but unfortunately, heavy weapons teams. The Raven Guard have decided it is now my turn to die, and are trying to assault my heavily entrenched position. The aircraft are falling relatively quickly, the Dreadnought is coming in and will be shelled to death. The Raven Guard are doing okay. They managed to kill one of my Sentinels. Rip Steve the Sentinel. They are also being attacked by the Witch Hunters at the same time. A little bit unfortunate for me, getting a little sandwiched. Called down a fourth Thesis on the Raven Guard, which did a little bit of damage, but not quite as much as I was hoping. Finally remembered that I had not actually set up my my heavy weapons teams. So, finally did that. Only took me about 20 minutes. And all is quiet. Minus, you know, the occasional basilisk shot. All quiet on the Western Front. Until this bastard comes in and starts making a load of noise. Also, Doggo. We have Doggo. Yeah, I went for the Forge Fiend rather than the Macarius, mainly because I'm fighting a lot of heavy infantry, and yeah. Yeah, that's those plasma cannons, or ectoplasma cannons or whatever. They do a fair amount of damage, to say the least. A bit more Drathan. They have left this world. So yes, it's at this point I'm starting to wonder, what exactly am I going to do in this situation? For I am currently sitting here, in my base, while the Raven Guard are going around and claiming all the points. This is not a good thing to do, or to let them do, as the case may be, because, yeah, they are now out-ecoing everyone. And now they're going for the Witch Hunters. Couple of dreadnoughts there. Got themselves a load of got themselves some eliminators and a load of frag launchers. Or frag missile launchers, as the case may be. Oh, they just got hit by my basilisk, I think. Oh, and they're getting attacked by the plasma cannons of the Doggo. Doggo is not happy with the presence of the Raven Guard. And quite frankly, I don't blame him. Fuck the Raven Guard. Oh, Herald of Khorne. He's going to be laughed at when he gets back to Khorne's throne room. Only thing he heralded was his own demise. Oh, no, everyone's dead again. Well, looks like episode 4 is not happening after all. So yeah, in the meantime, while the Raven Guard are busy, I've decided it might be time to go around and do a little bit of pushing out on my own. Going around and uncapping any areas that the Raven Guard might be in possession of. The, what was it, the Shadowhawk? That's the Shadowhawk gunship has come out and is sieging the Witch Hunter's base. I don't know about this yet. Yeah, the Shadowhawk is something that I have often struggled to fight. What's this going on here? Oh, we got a... is that a Bloodsmith? That is not a Bloodsmith, that is Gerlin. Or Garlin. Or was. We got hit in the face with a plasma cannon. One of my basilisks has come forward for some reason. Yes, there was another full thesis cast over here. I have no idea why it was cast there. Yeah, I didn't cast it. It just cast itself. So I don't know if there was like a loop on the command or something. Wouldn't surprise me if D derped out for a minute, but yes. Could also be user error, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't me. Yeah, just going around dealing with the I shall be stronger. Wait, what? In death I shall be stronger? Who said that? Why did it sound like me? I don't think I've voiced anything from any of these other factions. Have I? I don't know. Either way, there's a van narrowly avoiding getting run over by a tank. And yep, we are getting this critical location now. Yeah, he's off. That guy just got shot into oblivion. Something is hitting us. It's a whirlwind! And now it's on its top. No, no, you idiots. The arrow's supposed to point up on the thing. Start sieging the Raven Guard's base, though not intentionally. I was not actually intending to siege their base, but I was just sort of in the area, so, you know. Witch Hunters are basically dead. They got a Castigator. Try and set fire to the Raven Guard. Raven Guard aren't having it. Shadowhawk over there. Bring it down eventually. They're not using the best tools for the job to deal with the Castigator. After all, those rocket launchers are indeed anti-infantry, not anti-vehicle. We have ourselves a... is that a Reclusiarch? Might be a Reclusiarch. No, it's a Shadow Captain. Oh yes, it is. It's a Shadow Captain. I just saw the white on the helmet and assumed it was the Chaplain. AKA Reclusiarch. The Forge Fiend still firing away. Now. Ooh. Who died in the air? Veterans of the First are falling. Well, that's a shame. Yes, the Raven Guard claim themselves another victim. But unfortunately for them, I own the centre of the map now. And yeah, I'm sort of sieging one of their... or harassing, shall we say, one of their HQs. The Vendettas. And they aren't very happy about this, so of course they start sending everything over there, including, and not limited to, the Shadowhawk, as well as some aircraft which have been blown out of the sky. There's a lot of dead Raven Guard around here. The Stranger has very much died. Should have used the flower. Wonder how many are actually going to get the reference. Zafan has decided that they're going to be the cool men don't look at explosions thing. Or do the cool men don't look at explosions thing. They have themselves a Titan building, and we cannot be allowing that. Not that they can actually build one, because, you know, they're kind of not in possession of a critical location. Because while I did have high resource rates on, I did not, in fact, put on the relic and critical thing. World Eaters, I'd send out a Dreadnought. Funnily enough, it did not beat the entire Vraxian army. I've set up an entire group of heavy weapons teams here. So basically, anyone who gets within like 2 miles of this point are going to find themselves on the receiving end of quite a lot of fire. Have ourselves the Decimator to go in and yeah, start punching things. We lost our Vendetta, or one of our Vendettas. That is not the end of the world. Basilisks continuing to fire. Shadow Sword has come out, and Bane Sword, sorry, has come out, and unfortunately is kind of a bit stuck. I kind of did the old AI thing, but no matter. It makes for a good turret. Raven Guard got themselves another Shadowhawk after we blew up the last one. It is appropriately enough not doing particularly well against all this. But yeah, it's and it's especially not doing well when I activate Will Shall Bear the Torch, which is like the Sister's Retribution ability. We might not have the golden guns that the Sisters get, or the golden pew-pew lasers, as I say it, but we do have Retribution, and it is pretty good, and doesn't cost faith. Go on, Svan. Hit the Dreadnought. No, don't fancy hitting the Dreadnought. Ah, there you go. Go on. Oh, he's decided, yep, he's gonna start hitting a building. His walking stick. Ooh, some, the Berserkers taking on what looks like to be, what's his name? Caven Shrike. That's Strike? Shrike? Strike. Shrike, yeah. Shrike, okay. Unfortunately for him, he then jumped back into our blob. And, well, that's the end of Caven Shrike. And the Raven Guard. Come to think of it. The Bane Sword has been quite happily just firing alongside the Basilisks at the Berserkers, and finally I delete the infantry commands and let it free. Meaning that finally now the old World Eaters, who have not really had much of an impact on this game, I will admit, are going to die. So let's just fast forward, because let's face it, they have very little hope. So yeah, that was the game. I think it went rather well for me, all things considered. I did fluff up my eco a little bit, but when don't I? Is probably the thing there. Oh dear. Ugh. Still, at least now I have had my revenge on the Raven Guard, so they can beat me next time. Probably. Yeah, probably. The problem is I always, my detection gets sniped. And then, yeah, I just get murdered by invisible things. In this game, I didn't actually manage to show it here, but I did actually use attack ground on a few of the units to, you know, deal with some of their invisible units as well, but it's all fine. And here are the scores. So I got the best totals. The Raven Guard got the best total score. I find this to be an affront. How dare they? Even when they lose, they win. The absolute bastards. Fine. 679 units killed for me, 114 lost, not 111. That's a 4. A respectable army size. I probably could have gone a little larger, but that would have involved more brain power than I have. Yeah, okay. They had a fair amount of extra requisition than me, because they had those points for longer. And they actually upgraded their LPs to LP3s, and got their eco upgrades. Fair enough. 180 reinforced units for myself. Not too bad. And it was 32 minutes exactly. So, with that, that is going to be it for today. So thank you very much for watching, everybody. I hope you have enjoyed it. And until next time, I have been Caldaris. Goodbye.